There we go. We're live.
All right, awesome. So I just want to thank everyone for coming. I know this class was for those who weren't able to make the last one. We're just piggybacking.
I think
off
I
the
came
last
to the
one.
last one.
You did. You won. You won the booty machine.
I was
Giveaway.
actually-
You gave it to me.
That's what did you? But yeah, so Bill is from Advisors Mortgage. He's in our office and he is the social media marketing guru. So he is the expert on everything. So he's going to go over what we do offer free of charge for our agents and our referral partners. And
That's
go from
it.
there.
Okay. Terrific.
Thanks,
Well,
Bill.
thank you, Carmel. Been with Advisors going on 5 years, March, and they brought me on for one sole purpose, which is to help our loan officers and their realtor referral partners by enhancing whatever they're doing with social marketing. So 30 years in the business for myself. So I've been around a little bit, 20 years or so in sales, and the rest of it's been in the marketing side. Social's a very interesting animal in regards to how to do it where you're not just doing it in the personal world with kids, cats, and dogs and spending time that isn't productive. You want to be in a prospecting mode when you're in social. I always say it's a waste of time to post without prospecting, and we'll talk about that as well. So with Advisors, we've all seen and experienced how our business has changed over the last 3 or 4 years. I used to do a nice little hour-and-a-half commute to our headquarters 3 or 4 days a week and then drive around all the different real estate offices out there. But now I do all Zoom. It's been like a ton of Zoom meetings, which is very productive. And I'm sure you guys have adapted to how you do your business over the last 2 or 3 years. And, it's an interesting thing in that some people, if they stay and try to do it the way they used to do business, they probably weren't very successful. If you didn't find something new to adapt and use that in your arsenal as your everyday sales techniques, you might be missing the boat, or maybe you didn't have to. Who knows? But we know it's been a different time over the last 3 or 4 years. So with the Zoom meetings, I'm in Zoom meetings all the time. This is nice being here face to face. So I appreciate the invite, Carmel. When it comes to being different with your prospecting, your social world, you have your personal and you have your business side. And to keep those separate, you want to make sure that your business Facebook page is dynamic. Dynamic's a real important word in that websites used to be static, meaning that there was a pretty picture and some contact information until recently. Now they're all filled with current content and resources. And the same with your Facebook business page. When it comes to content, we want it to be resourceful, educational, interactive. So when you think of your website, do you think that there's tools there that you use on a daily basis with your buyers and sellers? I'll throw that out there. How many people actually send a buyer or seller to their website? Anyone? Good. All right, that's one. Okay. All right, that's a good thing. So the reason that you need to do that, if you're not doing it already, is each one of you probably have either a company website or even more focused is your own personal landing page and a website, which include resources. Those resources are really valuable when they're branded around you, not just branded around the company. When they're branded around you and they're connected to you, that's where your IDX for a home search is so important. Dun, 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 dun. That's so important. That was queued up perfect. The IDX could not be more. We feel like a Star Wars there. But so when you look at your personal world, as far as your website and your resources, what we try to do in the way that we've adapted this social posting and business approach is that you're going to try to mix as much resources that are branded from your website into your social timeline and landing page. Now, the best way to explain this is that at this point, with 12 years into it, there's over 1,000 business pages that I've created and published, working with all different companies. As far as you name it, I've probably done it depending upon the size. But to show you basically what one works like is that when we do a Facebook business page. The first thing we want to do is make sure that the landing page itself, the first page, is branded to your specific company. It's unique to you, and the resources are unique to you. So when you see somebody's first business page, usually they've got a picture in the left-hand corner, their address in the right-hand corner, or maybe nothing at all, and just some, people on the front porch or something. From any mobile device, the way that this is laid out, everything's accessible and can be seen. The fun part is the fact that it's interactive. So to begin with, interactive means that if we go into the carousel ad banners, they're called, and you give your little spiel there why they should work to buy or sell a property with you, you want to give them the opportunity and the connectivity to go from the social world to your website. Now, and as he just pointed out, his website is something that he sends people to. In the social world, the more you send people to your website to do their research, the less time they have being on the internet using everybody else's resources like Zillow or realtor.com. The last thing you'd want to do is have your clients, even though they're going to do it, unless you get them into your own world, is they're going to go to Zillow and realtor.com and send you a couple of listings that they found on their own, even though you're going to be sending them through your fancy software what they're looking for. They're still going to go out there and do some homework. Now,
So that search thing.
yes.
Took to her website, which has the
Yes.
internet in it. It's not like
Yes.
a separate idea.
Nope, nothing separate. All I'm doing is piecing the puzzles, connecting. Okay. And the benefit of this is everybody familiar with your IDX and your reciprocity and the purpose for why you have a person searching your website for inventory? Do you know what happens when somebody finds a home that isn't your listing, isn't your office listing, isn't even in this state, but they found a listing that's for sale? Do you know what happens when they're looking at that view? No, that's so interesting. Yes, it's so big. That's why you want to do that. So let's see if we can see an example of that. I'm going to bring one up anyway. So what we're saying is, if you bring a person to your website and they look at any inventory, whether it's your listing or someone else's listing, it's all branded. Give me a zip code. Let's see. Let's see if I can get okay, let's see. Can I do a zip code here? Not familiar with her site yet. 19107.
19067.
19067. Sorry. 067. Okay. So we know that this beautiful home here isn't her listing, right? We know that. It's $1 million thing, and the chances of that being her listing are pretty slim and none. But if we go on the actual home to view details, okay, courtesy of, and then you're going to get, usually it's up top. That's a ways down. There she is. Now, is that her listing, guys? No. But the connectivity now happens with her. If we wanted to go see this $1 million property, we got to schedule an appointment with her because the original connection happened in your website. Okay. That's why you don't want them out there on Zillow or realtor.com, because as they're searching for inventory, you want them searching in your world. Does that make sense? Is that a good one? All right, good. That's exactly right. That's why you pay an extra, 50 or $100 depending upon the pricing. So to get people from here, there's our pretty little banner. That's one way. But Facebook actually gives us a shop now direct trigger that we can add who we're working with. So if we've got a network of a title company and a loan officer, we can add the connectivity directly from the Learn Now button. And I'll show you an example of that. So if we go to, here's Kevin, and this of course is a banner with Carmella, and we go around here to Carmella's and we go into her banner. That's the only thing we're looking for. I'm here to help you to enhance yours. I'm not here to put advisors all over your stuff. We're nowhere to be seen unless you direct people there as a resource to earn your business. We're not looking to put the advisor's logo on it. You wouldn't see the advisors until you directed people to the Learn More section. And then from there, Friday night and Saturday, you're taking them through a walkthrough of a home. You want them to be able to be pre-qualified. Then you've got the connectivity within your page to have Carmella do her work with getting them pre-approved for a specific loan approval that's based on a property, a loan amount, and a sale price, not just pre-approved. And we know in the seller's world and market that we need to make sure that we put our buyers in the forefront of the competition. And the way you do that is having them pre-approved and specific. Now, we know you're going to get the, well, my sister Sue and brother Joe are loan officers and all that stuff and rates. It's got nothing to do with upfront looking at a property. We all know that by now. And, you know, rates happen afterwards. Yep.
Question, Carmella is on the MLS, with the lender. Once you go to the website, so he clicks on it, and my clients, they wanted to like go buy it again. Is that the new window? Can they go buy it again, or are they gonna?
You can always hit the rewind. Okay.
Back arrow.
You know,
The back
but
arrow.
when I make percentage, you make sure, like, you know,
Yeah.
to go back to, you know, because a lot of times when you click, people click on the.
It opens up a new window. You'd have to, it doesn't close. I understand what you're saying. It doesn't close the window, but it opens up a new window to answer your question. So it's not going to close you out. And that would be the worst case scenario. You wouldn't want that to happen. So as we go through carousel ad banners, each one has its own connectivity. This one, of course, is going to drive traffic to the website. The next one is a property home value, instant home value. So you look at your website and you say, okay, let me do my homework and see what resources I have within my website that I want to share on my Facebook timeline. And the biggest golden nugget, the number one organic lead generator out there is your instant home value, if you have one. And if you don't have one, you can also connect to Carmella's. So she has one. The point is, if you're doing a post and you're going to prospect for business, and we post, and I'll be giving examples of this, but if we were to post let's see if I can bring her up again. I'm going to bring up Patricia. If we post content based towards sellers, so Keeping Current Matters, I'm going to get into the details, but they have great content, whether it's video, infographics, social graphics. And when we take a campaign and we post it like this, then we want to add bait to the hook. If we've got somebody interested in what we're posting, we want to give them the opportunity to be able to click on a resource. We're fishing now. We have a nice piece of bait on a hook because we lured them in with the pretty little campaign about sellers or a buyer. And now we're going to bring them to our platform to fill out, to download a free free buying guide or selling e-guide. Now, I might have jumped the gun on showing you what that is, but if we go to e-guides, now, Keeping Current Matters is a third-party vendor that I help to build out a platform for you that aligns with your business page so you can share, as we talked about, great content, videos, infographics, social graphics, and again, e-guides. When somebody fills out the information to download an e-guide, Carmella instantly gets the contact information in her phone, but she doesn't have to pull over the side of the road and go send somebody an e-guide. It's instantly going to be accessible. 24 pages. The fall one just came out, all geared towards buying a home. And we have a buyers, sellers, and I would highly recommend that you go in and download these things and read through them because they're done on a seasonal basis. So there's going to be dialogue in here, information, very useful pieces of information that you'll be able to use in your everyday sales pitch as far as going into buyers and sellers and content. So this is really, really resourceful and a lot of help. And again, when we post these type of items, they're going to be the kind of information that's going to drive traffic to your website or to your Keeping Current Matters platform. So how remote work helps with your house hunt. We know that made a significant difference in people not having to live in the city and can now work outside the city. So with social graphics, you either have these beautiful graphic pictures or you have videos or you have, what else? Blogs. Here's an example of carousel ad banners. This is again from social, from Keeping Current Matters. When we click on the ad banners, you can see these are very informative, easy to understand graphics. But the important thing isn't so much just the graphic. The important thing is that we've posted what KCM has provided us with a great campaign, but we've added the connectivity. This is geared towards sellers. When we go to KCM, you can go down to the drop-down menu and you can look up FSBOs, sellers. You can get campaigns that are specific to what you're trying to focus on. So here we want to get started with what? A seller's guide to go with this seller's campaign. That makes sense? So we fill that out, boom. And the conversion rate based on working with your friends and family and their friends and family and people may know, like, and trust you and all that stuff is a heck of a lot greater than buying Zillow or some other leads out there. When somebody fills out that and you get that alert, that's, you know, could be very close relative or whatever that you're going to call up and say, hey, how can I help? Along with when we look at selling a house, what does every seller think they need at least to get started with before they even call an agent in most cases? Is their home valuation. They might know what they owe on their house, but they have no idea whether they're topsy-turvy, you know, as far as positive equity or whatever. So they go to Zillow. They go to somewhere where they can get an instant home value. So by plugging in the instant home value link in there, we're prospecting for business this way. What I'm trying to show you is this is like the idea. It's a big game board. And the more we understand how the moving parts work and we can gear everything towards you, your branding, your resources, the better chance you have of closing that home. So here, this is important, but let's try it this way. Who's got a domain to send people to their website? Now, in this group already, we talked about that you're not really using your website at this point, so there's probably not too many with a domain. Do you have a domain?
Yeah.
Great. What's your domain?
My first name and last name.
Congratulations. It's simplest, the best it could be. First name, last name. So and we're going to use that as an example because you're going to say, you're going to spell that to your website. Yep, that's what I want. So what is your Terry? Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, me too. Oh, Terry. Yeah, say it again. T.
Terry.
Yep.
Then again, TSIOUPLIS. SXM.com.
All right, drum roll. There we go. So big gold stars, congratulations and all that stuff. As you just saw, it doesn't get any easier than that for him to get somebody to his website to search for a property. And now we know, why do we want people to go to our IDX to search for a property? Because no matter what property they look at, it's branded to Terry. You get that little loop? I mean, that's what it's all about. And if he's driving down the road and gets that call from a seller or buyer, he doesn't have to read off his first initial last name .remax.com. And the most important thing is, Terry, how long have you had that domain?
24 years.
You're getting more gold stars. And I'm going to tell you why, guys, why this is so important. Have you been with Remax for 24 years?
No, 1.5 years.
Okay. And how many places have you been at? More than one?
4.
Okay. Now, if I pulled up his business card from 24 years ago and it had that domain on it, would it not take me to where you're at today? Yes.
Yes.
Did you get that? Yeah. That is so huge, guys. If you're going to invest in yourself for the long term, do that, not the short term. I mean, by reading off your domain that you're given from the landing page of the place you work at, you're not going to put that on a business card, probably. That's no fun. I mean, you might, not knowing that you could have done what Terry's done. Terry, how much do I owe you for showing up today? Because that was just awesome. I'm going to bring in the road with me because that was perfect. So the point is, 24 years ago, his business, where did you start with? What company? Okay. So he's got an old business card laying around. You know, somebody closed on a home 10 years later, they're cleaning out cards. It's time to sell their home. He pulls up the card, he goes to the website, Boom. Oh, he's with Remax. He's working with There you go. Cell number and your domain. So you can see that little circle, and that's some good stuff, right, guys? Okay. Don't get too lost in that stuff, but there you go. So we talked about what we do there with different pages. The pages, I will tell you that one thing that's really cool about keeping current matters when it comes to content. If I go back here, I don't know if we have any Spanish clients or clientele, but when we go to keeping current matters and it comes to content, we're one click away from sharing content in Spanish. Okay. That's a hard thing to come out there and find great content that you're able to just switch up like that. That goes for their infographics, their social graphics, everything. Just those two right now. But yeah, so you have just like that, including, which is huge, guys, the buyers and sellers guides. Okay. So, I mean, that's, you just can't get that.
How much is the keeping current matters now?
To get, yeah, it's $40 a month. And I highly recommend it. You know, when we talk about it, you have your options of using Carmella's and pointing people to Carmella's. But at the same time, when that lead comes in, it comes to your pocket directly if you set them up that way. So I would highly recommend that you do that. But keeping current matters, I've been working with for more than 10 years and all these people. And by them having their own platform, this is what your platform looks like. When I work with anyone that I build out their platform, and we're in Spanish here, I guess. So let's go to English.
For you guys to set up
your business page first, or enhance. The word enhance is really important because you may already have an effort, and there's nothing wrong with whatever you're doing. There's just ways of enhancing what you're doing. So this landing page is where all of your goodies are for being able to post. Now, if I wanted to post something to show you how easy it is, first thing I would do is go to the home. We can pick the first thing that comes up, but then if everybody does that with all the people with this product, then it would look the same as anyone else's wall. So you never really want to do that. You want to glide through, pick a different article, or even better yet, let's focus on what we want to do today. We want to work with FSBOs and we want to work with listings. So I'm going to post her thing, but just imagine if I was logged in as her. So the true cost of selling a house on your own. we know that's got to draw some attention, right? For a FSBO. All right. So all we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the bottom line. They pay big bucks for people to write this stuff. There's no reason for you to have to write the description of what this article is all about. It's already there. All we're going to do is go to Facebook. And it's important to always share to your business page first, a page you manage, and then you can share from your business page to your personal world. And the purpose for that, it's really, really important, is that if you were to post in your personal world and you share it with your friends and family, and they share it with their friends and family, when people click on the author of that post, all you've done is drawn people to your personal world instead of your business page. So as we use our business page first, so here we're going to post this. Now you got to imagine I'm logged in as her, which of course I'm not, but if this was on my wall, I go to my business page. Okay. And if I look at my post, there it is. Okay. So here's a nice little post. It's attracting what? FSBOs. They're going to click on here. They're going to read the article. They're going to learn a little something. I'm sort of staying top of mind and earning their business. They may interact with me. They may even want to download our seller's guide, right? That's the game plan. But we're only halfway there. Halfway there because we've posted, but not prospected. We're not asking for the business. We know in sales, rule number one is you have to ask for the business. And if you're not building in a call to action in your post, then you're missing the boat on asking for the business. So in this case, I want to look at one of her sellers ads real quick, so I don't have to make this whole thing by scratch. Selling contact. So in Spanish, is that what that is? Okay. Alrighty. Instant home value and selling. Yeah, that. So we're going to take this. And what I recommend is when we work together, you're going to create a Word doc. So you don't have to go fishing through your past post. It's going to be a Word doc you open up in the morning and you just simply copy and paste the sentence. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to edit. Now you can't edit in your business world unless you got your business hat on. You got to toggle between the two. When you go to share from your business page to your personal, you got to put your personal hat on. When we want to go in here and edit, we want to go in here and edit post. Now, if people remember the mail, there used to be called something in marketing called the fold line. Anybody know what the fold line is? Okay. Fold line was just when a tri piece of paper is in an envelope and you open the envelope and you read the first thing in the first section of the trifold. If it doesn't say free, if the call to action isn't in the front, it goes right in the trash. So with call to action, we like to put this above the Seymour. You don't want to be below Seymour. Seymour is where people can't read what you've posted as far as your call to action because it's under the Seymour. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So here's our Seymour. Well, we don't have one long enough here for a Seymour, but there would be a Seymour, and this great information with the call to action would be down below. So what did we just turn this little innocent article attracted to FSBOs into? A prospecting tool for a seller's guide, right? Boom. And home value. And if you notice what we did with the domains, back to Terry, if we look at what Patricia's done here, her three most important places, resources that she wants to promote is her website, her home value, and her reviews. So what's the easiest way to do that? Do we want to put in Google my business / URL or just patriciachampionreviews.com? When we domain your name for $15 and we point it somewhere, you own it, and every year you renew it, and it's $20, whatever it is, but you own that domain. And no matter, like we pointed out earlier, wherever you work, or let's say the home value platform changed, the company you work with changed the home value platform. You just simply put in the new URL that it points to, the new home that it points to. Okay. So I know we've covered a lot in a little bit, but that's why we recorded this. Let me make sure. If you're looking for content that is a little out of the box and it isn't, in other words, it's great to stay top of mind. Staying top of mind with content is very important, but we also want to use recipes and items that are not always realtor or mortgage specific. As you can see, these are all different. So wherever you guys work, there's an example here for you. And that's what we can do one-on-one and go over stuff. The buyers and sellers guides can all be personalized. Here's a great little tidbit for you for today. So you want to go to lifestyle. Well, this is an older issue, but that's all right. If you go to lifestylewithadvisors.com, it's a digital magazine that from this. Yeah. Did you do the reminder?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So to get 25 magazines and give them out may or may not have really brought your business back, but they launched 2 years ago or so their digital magazine. So now you don't pay for you don't have to pay. They used to make you pay in order to get the digital. Now they realize they had to give out the digital at a price, and it's well worth it because from the digital magazine, you can now go into content, right? So if we go into recipes or whatever we want and we hit share, you're now able to share this content. You want to mix up, you want your business wall to be a place that people want to come back to, not just go there once. Yeah, for free at all times.
What's it called again? Lifestyle, American Lifestyle.
Yeah, you don't need all that though. It's lifestyle with advisors. Otherwise you wouldn't get. Yeah, it's lifestyles with advisors. And what is nice is lifestyle advisors. What's nice is the new issue is always there with that domain. That was just a link from my presentation. But this is the most recent. And if we go into our hamburger guy up here, and you get into the chapters, Halloween candy and desserts, there's a great post. You don't think that's going to get some likes and shares?
So basically, you took their digital stuff in your marketing. Your marketing stuff is all in their digital stuff.
Keeping Current Matters has an available digital magazine available that you can either pay for and get branded to your own self instead of Advisors here, or I'm just showing you for free. You can go to our Advisors platform and use any of this material simply by just hitting share. If I just hit share, I'm just going to show you how quick and easy it is. So we're not looking for you guys to start marketing part-time to do what I'm showing you today. A hot cup of coffee in 30 seconds of a couple of clicks. Once you know what you're doing and where you're going, you'll be able to move great content into your timeline. And then you can share that content to your family side. Then you can get real tricky. So if you want to, look at that. QR codes. They're just, I mean, I just showed you the QR codes are on there. They're $25 for each one of these little things to print out. You go to an open house, you're going to give them out for free. You might end up in the trash. You just do one ad slick, one flyer, put it in a plexiglass container, sit it on your open house, tell, bomb, done. So that's how easy they work. And speaking of QR codes, we might as well get into it. Are you ready, Carm?
Good idea.
Oh, all right. So any questions, and then we'll get into that. Go ahead. I'll work my way back. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, go.
First one was, well, I think you kind of mentioned this, but what's the best landing page or business page for realtors? Like, do you recommend we start with Remax? Should I use Remax, or do you think I should use a different one?
There's no, okay, you mean website,
Yeah,
not landing page, website. The answer is, in today's world, you get a great website with your IDX and your basic essentials.
Mhm.
You should learn to be able to go in and find out how to add pieces to the puzzle, because they do make it a la carte for buyers and seller resources, blogs, etc. You need to dive in and figure that one out with the design company. Your Remax, so that was Booge. They had a bad Booge cruise.
I never
You
loved
know,
it.
that was a mess for a lot of people. But now you've got a new company that's doing it. They're doing it cleaner. And that's where you have your instant home value platform. I would highly recommend. The first thing you do as a takeaway is contact me to domain your instant home value platform, because it's sitting there under your website.
Mhm.
And the URL address you would just domain. So to answer your question, people used to get out of the box with websites. If we go back 15, 20 years ago, I remember a very prominent, successful couple in Bluebell that would say above their field, the best in their field. And they'd have corn stalks in the background, and honey bunny, whatever. That was their thing. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it was in blue anyway. And then you'd have your elaborate websites with the waterfalls and all the rest of the stuff that you'd pay all this enormous money for. That was done because you had to, because the companies weren't putting together websites that were branded and functional around you specifically. The mistake and the problem is with some small companies that if you look at your landing page when you're at a website, you get your name and email address and phone number, but the connectivity of the IDX that we now know is so important, and any other buyers and sellers resources, all go under the office category. There goes your client out in that world. So what I'm getting at is that about 7-10 years ago, it switched up to where most of the prominent large companies all know how important a landing page with resources branded to each individual, not the office, is what's going to bring in people to come to work for that company. So to answer your question simply, you've got a great functional website. You just need to do as much as you can with changing up the image. They will probably give you a carousel of pictures. You may even be able to customize one with your own that we design and lay up there. So functionality wise, go with what you got. That's number one. What else you got?
Yeah, like, so for research, you probably took a lot from the Remax website
To make it look like the
Make it look
Remax,
like a
exactly.
That's what I was
So
wondering.
all these tools are on Remax.
Yep,
It's just Bill will put them together with your.
So
Exactly.
that was the Remax.
that's a Remax background at her. So if we go to her,
Comes on everybody's site, those houses.
yeah, but you should change that. But that's my point.
Yeah,
Or you could add your own.
yeah.
Or you could add your own.
I'm just wondering if that's the way to go, or do you recommend paying for our own?
No, you would never, that is such a black hole to get involved with a webmaster and then them say it's $99 to get you up and running. All of a sudden you're adding zero to that thing.
Is how able to
Domain?
then with different brokerages.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
can
as soon as I change, I go
You
in
gotta go
So-
to KV
and I
Court
just
and
get,
add your.
copy paste the
Let-
company's website and put it.
Let me explain.
I do like.
Okay. Let me explain what Terry's
Very
saying.
easy.
So when you buy a domain, when we go to GoDaddy, take your name and we add
Right.
the word realtor to it.
Right,
That's done at GoDaddy. You own that now,
Right.
right? When we look you up on your Remax website, you've got that long URL
Yeah.
address. All we do is go into GoDaddy and point your name to that long URL address. So no matter where he moved over the years, he just changed where his domain was pointing to.
okay.
Did
So
you have to go in KV
You
Court to
mentioned
change
that was
it?
like-
No.
No, not at all. You just go to GoDaddy and
Oh, I
put
was
your
told
link.
you wanted to change it to KV Court.
So what I do most of the time, I have my domain and I click, so for example, when I click here, and say, www.32place.com, I copy it,
Yep.
then I go on Word, I save it on Word, then I go Word and I say hyperlinks.
Perfect. Yep. Yeah, and be careful.
I type 32 please, it's the same thing, so it comes up. 32.
And be careful not to mask. It's an option that people think looks pretty cool when you see your own new domain up there instead of the office. But it's not safe, and sometimes the functionality doesn't work because it's not secure when you do
You
that.
mentioned it
No,
was like
it's
15
when
hours.
people click on my name,
Yeah.
because I change it.
Yep.
When they come in, they see it.
Perfect. They say, I know, that's good. I'm saying don't mask. It'll come up. I know you didn't mask. I'm just saying people shouldn't mask. It's an option. Right? So what?
Is it 15 for the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like $12 a month.
That's
Yeah.
well, no.
That's
Well,
what.
What is?
Yeah, maybe it's my Google, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you pull up my?
Yep.
I just have a question.
I think the thing with
LASA.
KV Core, the reason I had to send over the websites to KV and they had to get the
LASA.
permission to.
What is it?
MLS.
LISA. Lynn, LINN.
Oh, with
For
KV
sure.
Corp, with KV
With
Corp.
KV Core, because I'm like on it now, I'm trying.
Okay. So here's a great example. She just gave me her name. That was her name. We put it in. It brought up her site. Now, yours is it masked? In other words, is this a Remax site or did you make this up from scratch? Okay. So
But I don't have like the estimates or things like that. So I
here,
don't-
so here's the thing that here's what you got.
They go Google my website.
And that's great. You need a website and it's personalized and it's you. The thing is, you're missing the number one, the IDX. You need to get an IDX module built into your site, which you can
And it
probably do.
It's only
So-
$5 a month.
How much?
$5 a month. I already checked.
IDX?
Is there
Yeah,
something
yeah,
about
no,
it?
that-
Does it say
yeah,
Remax
because
total?
Different MLS.
IDX can be as much as 50 to 100 bucks, I think, a month to get your own platform. So, but what you could do,
I think if you scroll down, it's like a contact.
Could you control the top of her page?
what's that?
The top of her page?
That's the top. Yeah. So to get back here, what you need to do is it's fine that you have this started. The next thing to do is to get your tabs added in here. Tabs for instant home value, tabs for your IDX search. And if you can have her build those into this site, great. If not, worst case scenario, you link them to your Remax site.
Most important, you need Remax total
I think it's.
and your office number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's real.
You're first class.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll get in trouble for that. All right,
Yeah.
next question, another question?
Shayna had-
The,
Good example.
on the page, everyone had kind of like the same, format.
Platform, right?
Was that like a plugin kind of a thing? Or
There's
was that
no
keep
such
current
thing as a
matter?
plugin. No. Oh, the Keeping Current Matters are my place.
No, when
So
you
in
showed,
other
like,
words,
on her
this.
Facebook
Yep.
page.
Oh, wait a
where
minute,
it
okay.
said
All right, so
your
hold on.
search for your
This,
home.
so not here. This is all, okay, so now if we go to her Facebook page.
No.
Okay.
There.
Yep.
The top, the banner.
Yeah.
Is that something that's like in Keep Current Matters?
Nope, this
where
is just
it
me. This has nothing to do with Current
created
Matters.
that
I create all this from scratch.
and then just
every-
plugged it in?
yeah. To your Facebook page, right? So your Facebook page probably has something now.
Right.
Then I go in and I add what are called the main banner and carousel ad banners. Carousel ad banners are the ones that are going to help to get more traffic to your resources. And they look like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out
These.
how you have like an interactive, like search all properties in that banner.
well, it's just a graphic.
Right.
It's not, people are going to click on it and it opens up the functionality connectivity on the right. It's not that you can hyperlink.
Okay.
You can't hyperlink an image from
But you're
Facebook.
able to connect that from there to,
to the website and everywhere else we
that's
need
the
to.
one with the QR code?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with a QR code.
No, I'm saying
Hmm?
it's the information on how to on the QR
Oh.
code that we downloaded.
No, I would,
Build
you
that
just
the
set
whole
up,
site.
yeah. All you do
So
is
if
say,
we
build
want that,
it.
you need
I
to
do it
have
up.
you do it.
Yeah, with what you see here, I build all that out for you.
Okay.
Doesn't cost you anything, as long as you're working with Carmella, she's getting your referrals, you guys are closing up business together. Then you'll have a banner for
Okay.
Carmella, which is the one that is the loan officer one that people can get pre-qualified and approved from. So, okay, oh, sorry.
Jackie, you're first. You've been.
Be right back at you. Go ahead.
I can-
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
Thank you.
Good job.
For the lifestyle with advisors.com, that's the one free one that's branded to advisors.
Yep.
If we get that $40 a month program, is that included and will our stuff then be in there or are they separate?
They're two total separate platforms.
Okay,
So Keeping Current Matters is all Keeping Current Matters.
that's,
Lifestyle with Advisors is the digital magazine thing.
But
That's
the
the-
Keeping Current Matters is that branded to?
That's all
us?
branded to
We
you. That's
pay
the-
for it.
You pay for it, you pay the $40 and you get a platform that looks like this. And not only does it look like that, but when people fill out the information to download an item, you get that in your pocket.
so that's the $40 a month is
For
the
Keeping Current Matters.
That's different than the lifestyle.
Lifestyle magazine is just icing on the cake. That's like a little.
But if you get it, you get.
No, you can always, even if you get nothing today, you can always go to lifestyle with advisors.
Right,
But that's
I'm
branded
asking,
to
is it-
advisors.
Right.
But if you get the $40 a month thing, is the stuff in the lifestyle branded?
Branded
to
you? No.
Okay,
That's that's
That's
like a
separate.
total different account that you would set up with
gotcha.
Reminder Media.
Okay. And that's a separate cost.
Oh,
then.
yeah.
That's a whole separate cost and it could be $50, $100 a month,
Right,
whatever
right,
it
right,
is.
that's what I was
It's just do the free
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Okay, next. Who's next?
So
Go ahead.
how do we set up an appointment with you? Is that at the end where we can?
Right when we're done, while you're eating pizza,
Okay.
whatever, say, Bill, this is my schedule. Let's get together and
Can
we
you
set
look
up
at
a Zoom.
Kelly's? Because Kelly just recently left from Keller Williams to Remax. And
She still has Keller Williams.
it wasn't working, like it
I
was.
thought last week when you checked it, you still had Keller Williams.
It's,
So-
it's like, it actually says that my business page is deactivated.
All right, so
Kelly
d-
and I. EF,
EF,
my last name, EIFFER, there it is, Realtor.
this one?
Uh-huh. You're gonna get yelled at.
You're in jail.
No,
Why
we've
did
worked
you-
together in the past, right? Yeah,
What?
we've worked together in the
No,
past.
I never reached out.
All right, so we did a demo, I guess is what it was. So this isn't bringing up your business page.
It's like, but it's weird because when I go on through my phone, it says my page is there, but then I can't.
It
really-
might have not logged out from your phone. Whereas, yeah, sorry, let's do, oh, it is Kelly. Kelly with an I. And then
Yeah,
I'm going to try and look you up this way.
Now, EFEI. There you go.
Now, I just want your personal.
Hannah Pfeiffer. Down.
Uh,
No, Kelly Hannah Pfeiffer.
Kelly. And
Yep, right there.
so from here, from your about section, this is the other thing, guys. 99% of people, if I look you up, go to your personal world and I go to where you work, this is how people find you and want to work with you. And they go to,
See, because it says that my page is deactivated, it won't let me click on it.
Yeah. So you might have put it out of commission for a little bit. Are there a lot of likes on it? Is it something that's, yeah, you don't want to lose that. So we need to look into that. Now, were you the only one as an admin or did the other company that you work for have admin rights to it?
So the only thing I can think of is that I had it connected to their CRM.
Yeah.
And I would run ads through their CRM.
So they must have had access to it originally in order to run the ads.
I don't know.
So
But
you
ever
need,
since I left-
so you got two things. You haven't changed your password yet, right? Since you left?
No.
You need to. That's number one. So that if they did have access to be able to put their content in there or through your CRM or whatever they were doing, just in case they did, you want to make sure you change that up. So we won't be able to find your Facebook page, but okay.
All right.
But
I
we'll
guess
work that
we'll
together.
talk later.
Yep. Next question. All right, Terry. It'll come back.
I remember. So when I go to my website, I get my short listings, my pattern listings, office listings, and I get
Nice.
fellowships because my
Okay.
fellowships office. To get the ITEX, like when people searching on the top,
Mm-hmm.
MLS or whatever.
Yep.
To go through the Bright MLS, or do I have to get the Bright MLS, pay for $50 a month, whatever?
You should, did we bring up your site or we did?
Yeah.
We did. Let's try it one more time. There you are. So this is your set as live as can be already with this.
Even like when people search on MLS, that's Bright MLS.
That's a question for them to see what that incorporates and whether you have to add to it. So you would know that by what, a zip code or a city or something, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So what?
Because when I was looking into.
So what
different
area?
numbers,
Yeah. So what area would you think that you may not be in? In other words, if you think you only got the MLS and well, that's what I'm saying. So you need to put in a couple of cities that are outside your area to see if they work.
And I think you do that through KB Core.
Yeah.
Well, you might set that up through KB Core as far as zip codes and all the other fun stuff.
Yeah.
But-
I did that to say up to 20.
There you go.
No, it was all or then you could choose. It would be, you had two options.
Okay.
You just
Because I
keep
think
it
I
as
put-
everything
You
or.
could search the whole MLS, and what happened when the site first went up, all listings in Virginia and
Yeah, that's what I-
DC was showing on our company website.
Yeah.
Okay. One-on-one, we can sit and maybe go through that. Any other questions? Or, oh, there we go.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So a lot of my clientele is not on Facebook. They do Instagram. Do you also work with? Instagram?
Everything works. Yes. So in other words, your content. Now, your content, in fact, when we go to the back end, and I'll open it up for you. Well, all right. So the first thing is an article. Remember, I'm trying to keep you guys at a hot cup of coffee and 2 clicks to make a post. So you go to Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, go wherever you want to go and put in your post. You don't have to download a picture and then upload the text for it. It just simply connects and then it's going to post for you. So to answer your question, that's one way. In your landing page of your dashboard, and this is what's so cool about this. When they came in with, let's see, where's my login? Okay. So they have a whole platform geared towards Instagram with the sizing, but it's not only the sizing, and this part's important. Some people say, well, just give me everything connected so that when I do one post, it goes across LinkedIn and it goes across Instagram. It sounds great, but it's bull because each audience is unique. People in Facebook will go with the clicks and the call to action. People on Instagram don't want that crap, nor can you build it in there anyway, unless it's a paid ad. They want to see pretty pictures, emotion, the kid sitting on the front porch, close sign, etc. So if we go to social graphics, to answer your question, these are what's simple, beautiful. Like I said, this graphic here, it's simple enough. Here's our text. And then when we go to share, share now, share to Instagram. Boom. Yeah. Well, they have videos. And then another thing that you guys is another level, but there's Real Talk, and that's another story. But maybe I'll show you this real quick. All right. So keeping current matters. You might as well look at what this is. So we talked about pricing. $39.95 is their base model for pricing. But they've just enhanced it with what's called Real Talk. So Real Talk, it's going to be it's better explained by these people, not me. It's so cool. There's two enhancements to the next levels you go up. One is your local numbers that ties in. And do this one first. I'm as loud. It's
Right here.
What this is self-scripted. All you do is look at your phone and read it. So it's so streamlined, simple to read the script. It drops in the graphics. It finishes with a file, and you just upload it to and it looks so professional. It does all of that. Paul, we need to work on the next line. We'll talk about getting you up on this because you should.
Yeah. 5 years resolution. For the last 5 years. I am, but
yeah, it's a great feature there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess that's a wrap, and then I'm going to be around, and I'll be more than happy to schedule times with you, and we can work with you one-on-one. Yeah. All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you very much. And get rid of this.
Yeah, because I can't
Share
from here.
and.